Yeah, we can kind of talk about the org stuff.
Like the org and team stuff a little bit.
Basically, like one of the things that I really want to like emphasize with this, like with what's happened, is when you're a competitive Apex player in this game, and I brushed up on it the last time I talked about org stuff. Even when you put up like, let's just say like a decent performance, right? What I consider a decent performance is like anywhere from like 6th through like 10th. Like that's just decent, right? It's not terrible. It's not terrible and it's not fucking good. So last year when me, Noct, and Shuby played together, we got a 7th place at the Split 2 playoffs. Okay? We got a 7th place at the Split 2 playoffs, and there was like a 3-month break until champs in Japan. So pretty much when that happened, we were looking for orgs. There was BLGS going on too. And we were actually playing really well in BLGS. We were like, and then we like got second in regional finals. Like I think we might have had most points in the lobby. I don't remember. So we were like doing well as free agents and stuff. And we had literally no org interest whatsoever, right? So like fast forward to now, me, Skittle, and Zap, we're orgless. We're coming off a bad performance at EWC. We missed finals. We got like 25th or some shit at the LAN. And basically we all like for me personally more than like my teammates, I looked at that and I was like, well, if I had trouble and had no org interest when I got a 7th at a LAN, like I'm literally just getting no finals and there's a 6-month gap till Japan, right? So that was kind of the things that I thought about. And then also my teammates kind of felt like the same sentiment that it was going to be extremely hard for us to find an org. So basically we like all talked about it and we were kind of like, yeah, if someone gets a solo offer, yada yada yada, and like you have an org opportunity, like no one's going to take it personally if you like take it, basically. So that's pretty much what's happening right now is we're all just kind of trying to find something where we're going to not be fucking jobless, basically, playing competitive Apex for zero money, like other than prize pool, right? Like you have to put in months of work basically for free and just to have a chance at money at the tournament. So that's just like I'm trying to like explain it in the terms because a lot of people like they like to talk about it and they're like, oh man, people just fucking literally constantly swap teams. And I know with like me personally, like me more so, like I have my own experiences and like, people are like, oh, dropped fucking swapping teams again. And I know like my chat, like you guys get tired of me like constantly being on different teams, different fucking orgs. And like I get it, but at the same time, like you got to think about it from a financial standpoint of like we are literally not going to get an org. Like there is no new orgs that come into this game. And also we didn't give any new orgs, even if they were, a reason to want to pick us up because we didn't really play that well at the LAN, right? So it's kind of like a double whammy for us. And it's just like if we committed to sticking with each other as a 3-man, we would basically be committing to zero salary for, months and months and months. And then that's even if we get an org that is interested for Japan. Because, bro, last year, like me, Noct, and Yanya, we got lucky. We got lucky that we got Envy, like last year. Like legit had zero other org interests. You guys remember when we were loan sharks and shit for like months? The only reason that we even got Envy was because Hastro, like he liked us a lot and he was restarting up Envy and he liked me and Noct, from the past days of Optic. Like that is the only reason we even got Envy. Like we would have been free agents at Japan if we didn't get, that connection with Mike Castro, like wanting to sign us. And then, like obviously you saw it, fucking Hastro signed us. And then he was willing to commit to staying in Apex for another LAN with, me, Zap, and Sykes. Obviously that didn't go well. And then, I mean, we got 8th. It wasn't actually that bad. It was like just a decent showing. But then even fucking Hastro, didn't want to stay in Apex anymore. It's like all these orgs, bro, they have zero reason to want to stay in the game, man. It's just fucking rough. It's just actually rough as fuck, man. Really is. That's why, and I'm like, I hope this explanation that I'm saying, like, you guys can kind of understand why players move around so much and why it is so fucking hard to like keep an org nowadays in Apex. Because it didn't used to be this way. There used to be so many more orgs interested. There used to be so much more like money for players where they're being treated really well. They're, you know, living well. Yeah, that was just a little spiel on the free agency and everything. Hopefully that kind of answers some of your guys' questions at least. EA would support orgs a bit more than they do now. Like currently with the way that EA is they support orgs in Apex for zero. There is zero support. Absolutely nothing. What's the logic behind not supporting orgs? Like, is it more for the players' benefits? No, it's not supporting orgs is what hurts players the most, Buck. Because orgs are what pay the players the salaries to compete in the game, right? And then what essentially is what makes the orgs interested in being in the game is the actual game, the popularity of it, the tournaments, prize pool, revenue sharing, which obviously in Apex there is zero revenue sharing. But obviously like in other games they have revenue sharing, they sell skins, like, you know, yada yada, like that helps the orgs make money. Merch isn't even like a big money maker though for most orgs basics. Like merch is actually like, there's actually a lot of orgs where they like lose money on merch, but they do it just because obviously they want to have their branding. The biggest money maker for orgs in esports is literally like team skins and like sponsorships, right? That's like the biggest like money makers. But Apex does nothing in terms of that when it comes to like team skins or like anything like that. So what's the best game for orgs? I would say it's just like any game that has team skins. I remember like in the past, like I heard Rainbow Six was really good for orgs because they do team skins and they make a lot of money off of them. I think Rocket League does pretty well for team skins. I don't, to be honest with you, I truly don't know. I'm definitely not gonna like sit here and complain that like I just fucking missed finals at a LAN and I'm not gonna get an org. That's bullshit. But it's more so the last year of like where it's like, you know, I got a 7th place at a LAN, which, you know, I was top 7 in the world at a LAN, and I had zero interest in anyone signing my team. So, you know, that's kind of the problem that I have with it is that. Also, another thing that really sucks is like as a player that's not a part of like maybe 2 orgs in the game, maybe 3. Maybe 3 orgs. If you have a bad performance at a LAN, you're immediately dropped. You're immediately like basically you have a bad performance, you lose your job, which is like really, really like just bad. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you can never fuck up ever, or yeah, you lose your job and you're gonna be fucking have zero money coming in.